In a small village near Green Mountains, there lived a young man named Arun. He was kind and hardworking, but his heart was often full of worry. Arun worried about money, about the future, and about what people thought of him. Even when good things happened, his mind was never calm. He always felt that something was missing in his life. Arun worked in the fields every day with his family. The sun was hot and the work was difficult. At night, when others slept peacefully, Arun stayed awake, thinking about his problems. He asked himself many questions. Why is life so hard? Why do people suffer? Is there a way to live without so much pain? One morning, Arun heard that an old Buddhist monk had arrived at a nearby monastery. People said the monk was wise and peaceful. They said he smiled often and spoke gently. Many villagers went to listen to him. Arun felt curious, so he decided to go too. The monastery was quiet and simple. There were trees, birds, and a small river flowing nearby. Arun felt calm as soon as he entered the place. The monk was sitting under a tree, surrounded by people of all ages. His face was relaxed, and his eyes were full of kindness. The monk began to speak in a soft voice. He said, "Life is full of change. Nothing stays the same forever. Happiness comes and goes, just like sadness." Arun listened carefully. These words felt true to him. After the talk, Arun stayed behind and spoke to the monk. He said, "Master, my life is full of worry. I work hard, but I am never peaceful. Can you help me?" The monk smiled and replied, "Peace does not come from outside. It comes from understanding your mind." Arun asked, "But how can I understand my mind?" The monk explained, "The Buddha taught that suffering comes from desire and attachment. We want things to be a certain way. When they are not, we become unhappy. We hold on to anger, fear, and pride. This creates pain in our hearts." Arun thought about this. He realized that he always wanted more money, more respect, and more security. When he did not get these things, he felt angry or sad. The monk continued, "The Buddha shared four noble truths. The first truth is that life includes suffering. The second truth is that suffering comes from desire. The third truth is that suffering can end. The fourth truth is the path that leads to the end of suffering." Arun felt hope when he heard this. "What is this path?" he asked. The monk answered, "It is called the Eightfold Path. It teaches right understanding, right thinking, right speech, right action, right work, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration." The monk explained each part slowly, using simple examples. He said that right speech means speaking kindly and honestly. Right action means not harming others. Right mindfulness means being aware of the present moment without judgment. Arun stayed at the monastery for several days. Each morning, he learned how to meditate. At first, it was difficult. His mind was full of thoughts. He thought about work, money, and the past. But the monk told him, "Do not fight your thoughts. Just watch them. Let them come and go like clouds in the sky." Slowly, Arun began to feel a change. He was still the same person, but his reactions were different. When a thought came, he did not follow it. He simply noticed it and returned his attention to his breath. One day, Arun asked the monk, "Will meditation solve all my problems?" The monk laughed gently and said, "Meditation does not change the world. It changes how you see the world." When Arun returned to his village, life was still difficult. The work was hard and money was still limited. But Arun felt lighter inside. When problems came, he did not panic. He remembered the monk's words about change and attachment. One afternoon, Arun's neighbor became angry with him over a small problem. Before, Arun would have shouted back. This time, he stayed calm. He listened and spoke with respect. The situation ended peacefully. Arun was surprised by himself. With time, people noticed a change in Arun. He smiled more and complained less. When others were angry or afraid, he stayed patient. Some villagers asked him, "Why are you so calm now?" Arun answered, "I learned that suffering begins in the mind. When I let go of my anger and fear, I feel free." He did not say he was perfect. Sometimes he still felt worried or sad, but now he understood these feelings. He did not feel controlled by them. Arun continued to practice mindfulness every day. While working in the fields, he focused on his breathing and his movements. While eating, he ate slowly and with gratitude. While speaking, he chose his words carefully. One evening, Arun visited the monastery again to thank the monk. The monk looked at him and said, "You have learned well. Remember, Buddhism is not about believing in something special. It is about seeing clearly and living with compassion." Arun bowed respectfully. He realized that Buddhism was not a religion of fear or rules, but a path of wisdom and kindness. It taught people to understand themselves and others. As the years passed, Arun became a guide for others, not by teaching many words, but by living a peaceful life. He helped people listen to their hearts and calm their minds. Arun understood that suffering is part of life, but it does not have to control us. By letting go of attachment, practicing mindfulness, and acting with compassion, anyone can find peace. And so, in a small village near the mountains, the teachings of Buddhism continued to live, not in books or temples alone, but in the calm and gentle heart of a simple man who learned to walk the path of awareness.